Have you ever pondered how we truly decide if an action is good or bad, or how different societies construct their unique moral guidelines? It is a fascinating journey into the very foundations of human judgment. At its core, normative ethics focuses on prescribing what ought to be, offering various frameworks and principles to guide moral action and behavior. Descriptive ethics, however, takes a different path. It observes and describes what is, analyzing existing moral beliefs, practices, and traditions without offering any judgment on their rightness or wrongness. The primary goal of normative ethics is to establish and defend moral standards, often attempting to answer the question of how individuals or groups should act. It provides a blueprint for ethical living, proposing theories like deontology, which emphasizes duties and rules, consequentialism, which judges actions by their outcomes, or virtue ethics, which focuses on character. These frameworks are prescriptive, telling us what we ought to do. Descriptive ethics operates more like a social science. Its purpose is to empirically investigate the moral beliefs and practices of different cultures, societies, and individuals. Researchers in this field, such as anthropologists, sociologists, and psychologists, study moral phenomena as they occur in the real world. They are not concerned with determining which moral system is best, but rather with documenting and explaining what people actually believe and how those beliefs function within their context. Understanding this distinction is incredibly helpful in any ethical discussion. It prevents us from making a common error, confusing statements about what people actually do believe with statements about what people theoretically should believe. For instance, when discussing principles of individual liberty in free markets, descriptive ethics might observe how individuals and groups behave in certain economic systems. Meanwhile, normative ethics would critically examine whether those observed behaviors align with or deviate from core principles like voluntary exchange or the non-aggression principle. To add another layer, there is also metaethics, which is a broader field that delves into the nature of moral judgments themselves. Metaethics explores questions like what moral terms mean, whether moral facts exist, and how we can know them. It sits above both normative and descriptive ethics, analyzing the very language and foundations of moral reasoning. For example, it might ask if moral statements are objective truths or merely expressions of personal preferences. Recognizing the distinct roles of normative ethics, descriptive ethics, and even metaethics empowers us to engage in for more precise and productive ethical discourse. This clarity helps us to not only understand diverse moral perspectives but also to build more coherent, robust, and ultimately justified frameworks for individual liberty and the organization of a free society.